This is the Roller Coaster Podcast, and I'm your host, Lucy Q. Life is a wild ride. It has twists and turns. It's scary, exciting, and downright fun. So throw your head back, arms in the air, and come along with me for the ride.
Life is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I wanna ride.
Do you hear that whisper? That little voice that tugs at your heart, telling you to start living your best life. If that sounds like you, then now is the time to join Nectar Growth. It's the only place online where you can connect with and learn from great coaches with different areas of expertise. Why live another day not believing that you're enough, not seeing all that is possible for you? Why live another day dimming your own light? Nectar is the perfect place for you to discover the real you and uncover who you're meant to be. Life is a journey that we are not meant to walk alone. Nectar gives you a nurturing and supportive community to walk with you on your journey. Start living your best life and see what is truly possible. Come join us at nectargrowth.com. You know you're worth it.
Ride.
Have you ever thought about bringing massive change to your life, but then thought, I'm too old, or it's too hard to reinvent who I am? Joining me today is Inger Nordin, author of The Power of You and coach at IN Life Amplification, to share how it's never too late to start over. Welcome to the roller coaster, Inger.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm so happy to be here. Well, not too late to start over.
No.
I started over when I was 65, and I'm now 70.
Wow. So what happened? What happened at 65?
Well, I retired when I was 65, and then I felt like, well, people told me, you can sit down, feed the pigeons, they told me almost. But I was like, oh, this is not me. I got so bored, and I didn't know, I knew I had so much more to give, but I didn't know how to. And then I came across a really good seminar, if you like. Science of the Mind was part of that seminar. It was Millionaire Mind Intensive by Success Resources. And that started a completely new journey for me. So I felt alive again.
So what happened in that seminar to wake you up, see that there's something else out there for you?
Well, there were so many people in this seminar. They talked a lot about mindset around money and mindset around a lot of other things. But then they also started talking about that you could sign up, as all seminars do, right? You can sign up for something called Quantum Leap. Take a quantum leap into your future. And I did that. I actually sold my car to finance it.
Wow.
And I've never regretted it.
So what was it that you learned? So obviously something happened in that seminar that caught something in you. It, probably caught a feeling or an emotion in you that then encouraged you to take the Quantum Leap program. So what did you learn about yourself in that Quantum Leap program?
Well, to speak frankly, it was all the people around me. And they said I was such an inspiration to people because I was the oldest one on the camps. I was the oldest one everywhere. And they said, you need to step up and be seen because you are an inspiration to so many people.
And certainly my parents are in their 70s, and I can remember when they hit their mid 60s and some of their friends were retiring. I think a lot of them lasted just a few months being retired before, they even took jobs at a grocery store, bagging groceries, just so they could be around people again and receive that energy of being part of something greater than themselves.
Exactly. And I mean, that is what you see. And you can see that in the USA, I guess. In Sweden, it's not the same because it's not easy to get those kind of work if you're older. If
Okay.
you're older, you are kind of thought about like being used.
I'm really
So
surprised. I wouldn't
yeah,
have thought that of the Swedish culture.
yeah, but that's kind of in the working place, that is. Otherwise not. But I mean, it's also that a lot of people that tend to have worked so hard in their lives. I mean, I was working in corporate with sales and project management and things like this, had different management roles. And that was like white collar work, if you like. And a lot of people have blue collar works. So their bodies are kind of disturbed and they are kind of destroyed.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
they want a break.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
blames them? Who can blame them? So,
Yeah.
so what were some of the things that you found yourself doing that you may not have done when you're in that corporate world?
Oh, I wouldn't have done anything of it because in the corporate world, you're just working, working, working. You have to deliver, 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 right? You never stop to think about what is it I actually want.
So
And
what
that
did
I
you want?
did.
What did you
I
want?
wanted to, I realized that of all my life, I've helped people, but I really realized why I want to help people. I want to help people change their world so they can. I mean, my company is all about stepping into the limelight for women so that are no regrets and so that they are kind of, how do you call it? They're not stepping out of their femininity because if in the corporate world, a lot of the times you see women becoming male in the way they act. And I
Oh,
would love them to kind of still be females, but still take their place.
so what you're saying is in the corporate world, you find that women are, rather than embracing who they are, they're conforming to the
Mhm.
male way of doing business. So they're not being authentically themselves.
Exactly. And that's something that is I've realized now lately because I'm on a quest now with a company in the US. And I mean, I've realized that if you see things from different perspectives, I mean, in male, they are like, they have to deliver as well, but they are brought up like they are to be the caretakers, etc. Right? And then
And that
females
still
are not.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And females are not. But now in the world now, you have something like you have equality, at least in Sweden. So a female can earn more than the male does. And then the male, what is he doing then? Well, he's diminishing himself sometimes. Or he's pointing fingers and saying, you should not do this. Now he's pointing one finger to the one in front of him and the other one's to himself, right? So I was actually told by a guy I was over delivering, and that was a threat to people. And if you see that from that perspective, why did he tell me that? Well, he made me go and diminish myself.
Yeah. He
And
pushed
then,
you down to bring
yeah,
himself up.
exactly. And you had kind of everyone was not benefiting. On the opposite side, everyone was not genuinely themselves. And the thing we could have done together kind of went in the chaos instead, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. And it's often forgotten in the workplace where they don't look at both the male and female energy. And that's not necessarily saying, male as in male and female as in a sex. It's just the
No,
energies we're talking
yeah.
about. And the male energy tends to be more data driven,
Mhm.
more action steps, more, checking things off your to-do list, where women can the female energy tends to be more of the feeling, the
the
thinking.
caretaking.
Yeah, that sort of, more emotional side of things.
Yeah.
And it's still, I mean, at least my experience here in North America, it's not, you're still slowly starting to see it, but that female energy isn't embraced in the corporate world.
No, that's really true. For me, I'm more like the male energy because I studied at a university and science and things like this. So I was more like deliver, 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 do this, just push through. And through the courses I've attended now, they call that warrior energy. And that's
Okay.
really something. I mean, you have to take that forward sometimes and show the warrior energy because that is pushing through. The wizard energy is like be there, like you are in the middle of everything and you are kind of calm, cool, you are there.
So you say,
And then,
so you're the warrior, and then the other one is the wizard energy.
oh, you have all in you. You have
Yeah,
all
we all
in
have
you.
aspects of it, but
Yeah.
the first one you're referring to is the warrior. The second one is the wizard. Okay.
Yeah, but there are all the things in between. You have a bard, for instance, the one that is performing, doing things, right? And you have that in you as well. You have the jester, where you are kind of, okay, I take this, no, I do this, I perform. And the jester can just jump out, right? Because they are like that, like the fool in the tarot card.
Right.
You just take the step independent of what.
So you went through the Quantum Leap program and you started to learn all of these things about yourself. What was the most surprising thing that you learned about yourself?
I'm not too old.
Well, that's a good thing
That's
to
good,
learn.
right?
Yeah, you're not too old. Yep. Okay, that's a good point.
No, well, also that I am a really good communicator and I'm a connector, because every time there was someone that should be connected to someone else, I connected them. So I'm truly a connector, if you like.
Well, you came from a sales background.
Yeah.
So there's still that the connector energy is in the sales world.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I'm also connecting, like if some person was looking, I could take yesterday, for instance, I got a call from a lady that wanted to meet my help with writing a book and what she could do to kind of have proofreading and things like this. And then I connected her to my designer for my book. And then they can work together, because for me, it's more like cooperation, not competition.
Yeah, that's exactly the principle that I base myself on, is success through collaboration, not competition.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's the thing, is that, you can point somebody in a different direction, but that goodwill is going to come back to you in some capacity. And you wrote a book through all of this. How now, if you were 65 when you retired and you're 70 now, when did you write your book?
I released this in June this year.
Okay.
And I wrote it last year because before that, I mean, some people say the pandemic is crazy and things. For me, it was a blessing. I could focus and I sat down and wrote my book. I was actually on my way to hold workshops around the area of science of the mind, self-leadership, sales, social media, etc. And then the pandemic came. So I couldn't hold my workshops because no one wanted to meet me.
No, nobody could go anywhere.
Well, we could in Sweden, but no one wanted to meet someone from Stockholm.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, what do I do now? So I took my workshops and put them in the book.
So can you give us an overview about what the book is about?
It's kind of create a power path of success, personally and professionally, That's the subtitle, but it's actually taking out from yourself the power you have within.
Okay.
And I give some tips in every chapter. I have 6 chapters: the science of the mind, self-leadership, and sales, yourself as a person or an object or whatever. And then it's social media, do's and don'ts. In social media, a lot of don'ts, I think, that people don't respect. And then I have the health is the basis of all.
Health. Yeah.
Health.
Yeah.
Because if you're not healthy, you are not.
What do you have? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to self-leadership.
Yeah.
What is self-leadership and how can people apply it to their lives?
For me, it's about, first of all, set your day up to win, like via a gratitude process. Every morning I do my gratitude process. I have my daily goals. I have what am I willing to give to others today? I have 10 things I'm grateful for. And then I have the what do I value that other people do for me? And then what am I happy about just now? And then in the evening I follow up. How well did I accomplish my goals and things like this, right? But in the morning to set it up, I mean, gratefulness is something that is really, really putting you in perspective to other people, right? It's putting you out there. I mean, I'm grateful for having my friends. I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for being wealthy. I'm grateful for etc. etc.
Did you practice gratitude before you retired?
No, never.
So how has practicing gratitude changed your life?
One thing I'm grateful for is being happy. And that, if I do that in the morning, it's actually given me the ability to be happy, because you have to feel what you're grateful for, right? So I set my day up to be happy, and I'm happy.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that until you actually start to explore gratitude for yourself, and gratitude is, it may start off with just being a list. I am grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. But I think that you really need to explore deeper what you're grateful for and why you're grateful for it. What does it mean to you?
Yeah.
And
also, I'm sorry if I interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
But also like feeling it.
Yes.
Really feeling it inside you. Sit with it.
Yeah, you have to feel, you know, when you think about those things that you're grateful for, for me, I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my heart chakra. And you really know when you're understanding gratitude, when you start to look at the world differently. At least that's been my experience, is that when you encounter people, you tend not to take them at face value. You see them, you see them as the human being that they are, and
as a person.
Yeah, as the, I always go back to, we're all beautiful souls here having a human experience.
Yeah.
And when you can start to meet people on that level, it truly changes how you see the world.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm also really grateful for all the people around the world that I've got to know now. I mean, if you see this pandemic, I've connected to you. I've connected to other people around the world through internet.
And I don't think that people would have embraced it the same way if we weren't forced.
Exactly.
And that's not to say that we need to replace human connection with simply meeting online, because I don't think human beings can exist without a human
You
connection.
can't have a hug online.
No. Hugging a laptop is kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's really crazy,
But
right?
it's really, it's the, the physical change that you experience in your body when you can hug somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes a difference for sure.
And really be present with them. I
Yeah.
mean, really be there, not doing a lot of other things around. Be there. So
And
if I would give 3 tips to people,
yep.
it would be present and really be there with your family, with yourself, and with clients, because you get a really much better connection, right? And the other thing is, start your training. Really do train. I go 2 to 3 times a week to my PT sessions, and that's kind of helping me, right?
So
With
your
my health.
PT, you mean like
personal training.
Yeah, physical, like working out or exercise. Yeah. I think that's very limited certainly I'm in Canada, and I think you still have to schedule an appointment to go to the gym. You can't, I mean, you can't just walk in, and you have to show your papers and all of this stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I know there's some people that are like, no.
I've been to my PT sessions all year.
Oh, that's good.
It never closed down fully in Sweden.
It's been different in Sweden. Here I think most gyms were closed for most of the year.
You have to book though. You have to book sessions, so you have to book in beforehand anyhow if you have a personal trainer. But the third thing is the gratitude process.
Yes.
Really do that. Set you up to win. And
who's your book aimed at?
Females, I would say, in between. But then again, if I say females because I'm female, could be someone with female energy, right?
Yes.
But it's also like I've got from some of the ones that were my proofreaders or kind of read the book and gave me testimonials are male, and they love the book, they said. And it's so good because you get a step by step how you can continue, how you can do things.
So it's process driven.
Yeah. That's the correct word.
Process.
Yeah.
That's my Canadian.
Yeah, but that's a good one.
So Inger, as we wrap up here, do you have any final thoughts, any words of wisdom that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Never give up.
Never give up.
And it's never too late to start over.
So true. So true. And where is the best place for people to connect with you and grab a copy of your book?
Oh, they can go to my website, lifeamplification.com. And they can also send me an email at inger@lifeamplification.com. Or they can sign up to my Facebook tribe. And that is Your Power, You Matter.
If you're looking at connecting with Inger, make sure you check out all of the show notes. I will have all of her links in there. And Inger, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your story.
Thank you so much for having me, Lucy.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Roller Coaster Podcast. Want to chat or share your ideas about today's show? Pop me an email at hello@therollercoasterpodcast.com. Don't forget to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at The Roller Coaster Podcast. Our theme song, Roller Coaster, was performed by The Lucky Setback. Audio editing by the one and only Jeff Quigley of Quigley Creative.
Life is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I wanna ride. Life is like a roller coaster, baby.